7:30 a.m. 103.9 FM, Jocks Huntsville. This is Off the Bench. We're getting ready for another day of Saturday Showdown football. Got the Red River Shootout today.
Yes, sir.
I have noticed something here. Just a little clarification on the YouTube side. We have learned that any audio coming in from the radio station, y'all cannot hear. So that includes when we talk to Miss Walker and Bugsy over there. That is not going over to the YouTube side. And as of right now, we don't have a fix for that. So we're just going to live with it. That is also with the intro music. So there's probably a couple awkward seconds of silence we have to deal with there on the YouTube side. Of course, sitting over here to my left, we have co-host Richie over here.
Good morning.
I am Kelsey Kapowski sitting with you. Another new mic in the studio today.
Yes, sir.
We got Pops over on the other side. He's not on camera, but he is with us.
What's up, guys?
All right, everybody, full crowd here. Now, I used to do a show at the radio station called In the Booth, and when everybody was in the show, because it was compiled of a bunch of people at the station, it was just the booth is full today, and the Angel Share Garage Bar is full today. We got a full house in here for Off the Bench. So we were having a conversation here before the show, really catching up on what has happened and transpired this last week with Bill Belichick over at North Carolina. It's been a utter disaster so far this season, to take it lightly. They got blown out by Clemson last week. Other teams have been blowing out Clemson
Right.
in a fashion. So there is real issues over there at UNC. On top of that, dealing with injuries, and apparently the coaches have just kind of said to hell with the players. They're kind of like, there's just no there's just the communication's off. It's just, it hasn't been a good scene over there for the last week at least, and barring even longer.
It's ugly, and it's not getting much prettier. Unlike his girlfriend.
Well, yes.
Did I say that out loud?
You did say that.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's just it's been kind of a, I wish I could really, it's been a disastrous of a show is what we'll call it. They're using less colorful words here. But it's been rough. It's been hard to do. Are we having issues on the YouTube side, Pops?
Yeah, you're getting lag on your internet.
Lag on the internet on the YouTube side. Okay. We're just going to have to push through the issues today, guys. We had these issues to start the show. We thought we had them fixed, but we're still having them, unfortunately. So we're just going to push through and keep going on with today's show. So how do we move forward off this Belichick drama? What is happening? Is he leaving? Is he staying out for the rest of the year? Is he passing the torch down to his son at the defensive coordinator position at Steven?
Yeah, because the defense has been awesome.
Yeah, but I think that was part of the whole goal this whole time, was Belichick was going to run with this team 1, maybe 2 years and then pass the torch.
I feel like the torch got dropped.
The torch was dropped somewhere in the middle.
Well, the middle at the beginning. I mean, the whole situation with the girlfriend and being around the program, and then at one point in time she wasn't allowed to be, and then last week he was giving her lunch money on the sideline, and
yeah.
So
that was during the game. I saw that clip.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was during the game or.
I thought it was before. I thought it was pregame.
Okay.
But either way, Daddy's pulling money out of his wallet
on live TV
so that she can go get a snack from the snack bar. First of all, why is anybody on the sideline
going to the snack bar
need money? Like, you're on the sideline of a go get a Gatorade and hush. Like,
well, I had the opportunity a couple weeks ago. I was shadowing for a PA position for John Paul Catholic High School for the football games. In fact, I'll be there this coming Thursday as the PA announcer.
Nice.
Cool opportunity for me there. But even shadowing, like, I'm sitting in the booth with the normal PA announcer, and halftime they take us down to where all the sponsors are at for the football team and everything like that. And they service a gourmet meal. Not just a gourmet. They had it catered, right?
Yeah.
A catered meal. So it's not like I'm paying for that, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're feeding the PA announcer. I think they're going to feed the girlfriend of the head coach.
One would like to think, unless she was going to go buy another pair of shoes at halftime. I don't know.
Maybe you just want to be there for the game. You had to leave. I mean, you thought it may have been $5-6, he handed her. It could have been $300 bills.
I mean, it's Belichick. I mean, he's made a lot of money coaching. I mean, it could have been.
Yeah.
Our version of folding money is like 5s and 1s. His version of folding money might be hundreds.
Guys, I don't have any 1s. I got 3 600s right here.
Yeah.
So
what do you need?
3 600.
Where did that number do?
I don't know where that number came from.
369.
3 600. I don't know. But
Kelsey, Ricky,
yes.
I got a serious question to ask you.
Okay.
So the athletic director at UNC is saying that the school is fully behind Belichick. But then you got the student body president publicly calling for an independent review of the football program's culture under. So you got a student body president who's a student, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So the students are saying, get him out of here. We don't like the culture that's going on. But then you got the athletic director saying the university is fully behind him.
And how many times have we heard
I think this is a sponsor deal.
Yeah.
how many times
Who made this hire at UNC?
that is part of the biggest problem is there was no actual coaching search.
It wasn't a coaching search by the athletic director.
Correct.
This was a move made by the donors of the program or the NIL people now, right? That's who found UNC and said, let's do this. We're going to do this the wrong way, essentially, because now they're being sued for this.
Right. And to go back to Pops's question here, how many times have we heard an athletic director, a GM, an owner of a team go, oh, this is our guy. We are 100% behind him. And then 72 hours later, he gets beat, by 30 points. And we are no longer behind him because he is now behind us. And we are moving forward with insert interim head coach here.
Yeah, I mean, so the whole UNC system, it sounds like there's different voices coming from everywhere in North Carolina right now. And it's essentially the people in power don't want to let him go. But the people who are not empowered, or the majority, really, people, student body president is what Dad's talking about, right? They want him to go. It's time to let him go. The next question would be, do they actually do a coaching search this time, or are you focused again on the next best thing?
I mean, you would have to. Hopefully, a smart man learns from his own mistakes. A wise man learns from others. So hopefully they're at least smart enough to have learned from their own mistake and, will not. So I brought you stats.
Let's go for it.
Brought you stats. Bill Belichick is a great head coach, right?
Yep.
Hall of Fame head coach, right?
Not so fast.
With Tom Brady, do you know what his winning percentage is?
It's up there.
It is just shy. With Tom Brady, it is 0.769. So it is just shy of 77%. 6 Super Bowls, 249 wins, 75 losses.
Mm-hmm.
That is with the arguably greatest quarterback to ever touch a football in the NFL, right? His record without Tom Brady is less than 45%. He is 83 and 104. So I would like to present my stats to the table, to the jury, and say that Mr. Belichick is not a great head coach.
So he's an average coach based on your stats.
At best, he's an average coach. I think he's done a terrible job of drafting the last few years with the Patriots, which means he doesn't do a good job of looking at college kids and saying, hey, they would fit our program.
Well, I mean, this was, I don't know. I mean, you could sit there and say that, but he went through years of 5th and 6th round draft picks that turned out to be stars. Edelman, Amendola, a lot of the defensive side. I mean, a lot of these were late round talents that he had picked up, but then again, that was 10 years ago.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The last few years when he was, if you go back and look at the Patriots, the last 5 or 6 years, he was put in charge of draft day. No great players were drafted, especially you look first and second round, when you should be able to hand pick the guy you're looking for. Now, yes, the Patriots are great, so they're always the 31st, 32nd pick, whatever. We know that going into the draft. You know that going into the season.
But then again, we can also look and evaluate the talent as in, he was, in a way, Mac Jones, for example. Mac wasn't great in a Patriot uniform, but he's moved on to the 49ers, and look what he's done the past couple weeks with San Francisco.
Hey, Kels, I was going to echo that piece. I mean, think about, let's bring this back to Alabama, right, where we're currently sitting.
Yeah.
Look at Mac Jones. Look what happened to Mac Jones in New England. Now look what's going on with the Brock Purdy injury in San Francisco.
And who's the head coach in San Francisco?
Well, that would be Kyle Shanahan.
And Brock Purdy was the what pick in the NFL draft?
He was Mr. Irrelevant. He was the last pick of the draft.
So is Mac Jones a great quarterback in the NFL? or is the head coach and the system at San Francisco able to put me in at quarterback and win 6 games?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's a fair point too. But I think the more fair thing would say is the last couple of years, let's say the last, 5 years where he was in New England, I think he had more of a development problem because we know he could grab that talent late in the draft, I say earlier in Belichick's career, prior to this in his career, 5+ more years down the train here. I mean, he just couldn't develop at that later point in his career. I think a part of it was he was halfway out the door.
Or
I think now he's still halfway out the door. Even in North Carolina, I don't think he's.
I'll play devil's advocate again. You brought up Edelman.
Yeah.
Was Edelman a great wide receiver in the NFL, or was Tom Brady the greatest quarterback in the history of the NFL? He was able to read the defense on the field, put Edelman in a place, hit him with a 6-yard pass over the middle. The Edelman was the 6-yard guy. It wasn't like he was Randy Moss breaking 80-yard touchdowns. He was 6 yards, 6 yards, 6 yards, first down. Oh look, and then he'd hit Taylor Swift's boyfriend. Not Taylor Swift's boyfriend, the guy previous
Rob Gronkowski.
Rob Gronkowski, the guy, the
Gronk.
guy who made the tight end a sexy position.
Yeah.
And hit him over the middle. I'm telling you, I 100% I think Belichick is the most overrated head coach in the history of football. Tom Brady was, if not the greatest quarterback, he's on the Mount Rushmore, no argument. And because of that is why the Patriots were so good.
I'm over here gagging over here talking about how Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback ever. I'll agree. Statistically, the man's got some numbers. But if I hear one more person on Tom Brady's, you know what, it's just, I don't know. I mean, the guy, he's a pretty man. He's had hot wives, girlfriends, all that kind of stuff. And now, he's how many not national championships, but
6
Super Bowl wins.
So before Dad throws up, we'll turn the conversation here, okay? Because I want to hit on one thing because he scored a lot of points for me in fantasy this last week or this last couple days. Rob Gronkowski, not Rob Gronkowski specifically, but Cam Scatterboo.
Yes.
He reminds me a lot of Rob Gronkowski.
Yes.
I think they're both ready to run through a brick wall with their head
and not care.
And not care at all. Yes.
Like
I'm playing Dad in fantasy this week, so he's still going to throw up.
You could tell him like
Okay, you're gonna lose that still. Keep talking trash.
I need to get into y'all's fantasy league.
I have it in both my leagues, and he killed it on both leagues. I mean, 31-1. The non-PPR, he had 28. It was a good week for me, or a good Thursday night for me, with Hurts scoring 23 as well.
I picked him off the waiver week 2.
I think I drafted Scatterboo.
So when we sit there and we talk about players on the field doing things,
Yeah.
and I want to go back to the conversation a little bit with the players on the field versus the greatness of Bill Belichick. In the end, from my perspective, it comes down to making those plays on the field. We ask if Edelman was a great receiver. He's a good receiver. He played in the NFL.
Yeah, he was. I mean, yes.
Okay, he won Super Bowls. You go back to Mac Jones and look at how they picked him at New England. He was a 15th overall pick, right? And he ended up being a bust at New England because he couldn't make plays on the field. Goes to San Francisco as a backup. He's on the field for Mr. Irrelevant, and now he's tearing it up in San Francisco. So I come back to saying if the players on the field make the game, they make the decisions. Sure, a good coach can put a player in a position in a certain play to make that play. But I'm kind of with you now, Richie. Okay, is he the greatest coach ever?
Statistically, yes, he is.
Yeah.
And that's
In the
it's
pros.
barring his success there, right? You can make the same argument with Saban, right? Saban also could recruit like a dog.
Yeah.
I mean, Saban was an amazing recruiter. Yes. He could do those things. He could develop. He had all those things. But in the pros, Saban was not that.
Yeah.
And I mean, Saban, he really, you can blame the whole thing on the ending in Miami with him not being able to get Drew Brees. It was the doctor. Right?
Blame it on Alabama saying, come to Alabama.
Well, that's when the AD said, we'll get some money for you. You want to land here in Tuscaloosa? We'll show you the facilities we got.
I'm not going anywhere. I think with this conversation.
Like 3 days earlier.
Yes.
All right, let me go back to.
So before we get into that, we do have to take a quick break here on the radio side. So real quickly, 7:30 a.m., 103.9 FM, Jocks Huntsville. This is Off the Bench. Go ahead and get your pick'ems in on the Facebook side. You can go ahead and follow all that on Facebook at Off the Bench on Facebook and send in your pick'ems right there. YouTube, go ahead and give us a like, subscribe right here. We're down on YouTube.
Yeah, it's not on.
Okay, I'm getting comments in here. We're getting comments in here from YouTube, I thought.
I'm
Okay.
not seeing it.
Okay, we'll check back in, check through that through the break. But we are going to be right back. 7:30 a.m. 103.9 FM, Jocks, Huntsville. John Paul, we see your comment over there. Thank you for letting us know that we are going good through YouTube. I think we're having issues seeing the side of the camera. We can't really see it on our side. We're trying to get that fixed over here, but keep listening. We're going good. We're not shutting it off. 7:30 a.m., 103.9 FM, Jocks, Huntsville. This is Off the Bench, North Alabama's home for college football. We're getting into another week, week 7. We just finished up on talking about Belichick and the whole drama surrounding that. I think we've unpacked it. Belichick is a horrible coach.
That's my point. That is the ground I am standing upon.
The ground we are standing upon is that Belichick has obviously had a poor start and really a poor career at North Carolina so far. I think this is about to wrap up here in the next couple of weeks, barring Bill finding another job in media or another coaching gig this far late in the season. It would be a possible, this is what has been reported,
$30 million.
a possible $1 million buyout fee if he were to find those jobs. If not, this is what is going to happen. He's going to collect his $20-30 million check with his buyout, and then he's going to go find a job and not tell North Carolina. Why would he pass up on that money?
Boating and fishing.
I wish I could be so terrible at my job that people would pay me $20 million not to show up.
I do too. Jimbo and Belichick have just Jimbo played the long game. We'll give it to Jimbo. He played the long game at A&M. Belichick just outright 1 year I'm out.
Yeah.
When was this process starting? He went up to his he went up to the AD and the boosters that said, all right, when are we starting this process? When am I out?
Yeah.
When are we week 2? We're going to start floating rumors that I'm getting out of here, and then I'm out of here.
I don't
by
think it was
7.
week 2. They were complaining about the girlfriend like 3 weeks
Gosh, they were-
prior to
maybe
the
that was
season.
all put into this.
Yeah, it
Maybe
was the whole summer workout piece when the
But
girlfriend was
Before we completely move away from this,
Yeah.
you brought up the comment about Mac Jones being drafted. Who is Belichick's best friend in college football?
Oh, it's
Nick
Nick Saban.
Who did Mac Jones play under?
Nick Saban. I mean, I think we all knew that when he was drafted, what he was doing.
And why then was he not good in New England and is now, I wouldn't say lighting it up, but he's at least winning in San Francisco?
The piece of the pie with that would have been the problem he had in New England, likely with Belichick.
Thank you. My point is made for me.
So I just clarified Richie. Yeah, just give Richie clarification. That's what I wanted to do here today. On Off the Bench, live in the Angel Share Garage Bar. Just having a fun time this morning. Just waiting for the games to start. Bama, 11 o'clock kickoff. This is unruly weird. This never happens. I don't know who decided this. Uncle had texted us yesterday and said, why in the world is this an 11 o'clock kickoff between, 8 and 14?
I think it's ESPN trying to fight big noon kickoff.
Could be. And Missouri's ties to the Big Ten, maybe.
You got 8 and 14 playing at noon. That's got to upset the students. I know every time we go to Tuscaloosa and you've got an 11 a.m. kickoff.
Nobody's up at noon.
Most of the time when it's happening in Bama, we're playing Mercer or the
Sisterhood of the Blind, Deaf, and Dumb. Yeah.
People start getting picked up that's when people start picking it up in the quad is at like 11:30. So, students aren't going to get to the stadium until at least, 3 o'clock after the game. I
get imagine places like, Gillettes down in Tuscaloosa also hate an 11 a.m. game.
They
don't open their doors until
but they can start the cover charge early.
Yeah.
Very harsh
start
cover charge.
Start the $20, $30, $40 cover charge.
So you at noon,
Mhm.
11 a.m. Central, our time, because who cares about big noon? Alabama, number 8, 14, and then number 1, number 17. Now, obviously, trying to get back to the games today, I in no way believe number 1 versus number 17 is going to even be worth watching. I think that's Ohio State's just going to absolutely put it on Illinois today.
Illinois got the win against
Illinois.
USC, okay, and Indiana destroyed Illinois to where it wasn't an impressive win anymore until they went on the road and beat USC. So, there's a lot I don't even know how to grade the Big Ten right now. There's been so much up and down. John Paul, we see your comment coming in through YouTube. Of course, you can hit us up on all the socials, Facebook, Instagram. You can do that with us at Off the Bench on Facebook, and then YouTube and Instagram are at Off the Bench CFB Show. John Paul, hit us up through YouTube, though. Did you see South Florida destroy undefeated North Texas last night, 63-36? We have now.
Yes, I watched part of that game. I watched like the third quarter when South Florida decided to show up.
Decided to show up?
Yeah.
So they picked it up in the third quarter.
Yes, there was a touchdown and then a pick six and then like a 3 and out and another touchdown. It was just all of a sudden it was like, okay, this team showed up. Okay.
Wow. Alex Gullish, you're talking about a coach that is poised for another top 15 job in the country. Likely at one of the top jobs, Arkansas. Of course, if North Carolina is open, that would be interesting. If Auburn is going to be open, that'd be interesting. Virginia Tech, UCLA. Although UCLA might be happy right now with what they're seeing after last week's victory with the interim head coach.
Right.
You could see that being the guy, the interim that becomes the future head coach, stays on. I think UCLA might be that job.
UCLA is going to be an interesting story at some point in time.
It is. And I think they have enough money to really obviously their NIL fund is built toward the basketball program, but I think they have enough money at UCLA flowing in through Southern California right there. I think they have enough money to really support the football program as well again. But problem is, I think you have to have the right coach out there. Maybe this interim guy is the coach. Maybe he's the right guy for it.
All tens of fans that were in the stadium last week.
Very much so.
To give you an idea, at halftime, it was 21-21. Third quarter, South Florida put up 28 to North Texas 7, and then 14-8 in the fourth quarter. So third quarter, they decided. But halftime, and
Did you see the comment on the screen? So you decided to get out of bed, make your comment?
Yeah, I did. This is Uncle, ladies and gentlemen, Carl. Carl hitting us up on YouTube. Was a great game early. I heard, so we're hearing. It was a great game we missed yesterday.
Didn't watch it.
We didn't watch it. We should have. 7:30 a.m., 103.9 FM, Jocks, Huntsville. This is Off the Bench. We got to take a quick commercial break real quick. Get those pick'ems in on Facebook, and we'll be right back.
All right. Mute us on
1 minute, guys. We'll be back on the YouTube side. You are locked in here, 7:30 a.m., 1039 FM, Jocks Huntsville. This is Off the Bench. I'm your host, Kelsey Kopowski. Sitting here to my left is Richie, of course. Pops over here across from us off camera here on the YouTube side. If you're on the YouTube side, make sure to give us a like and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you'll know when we go live here. And, you'll also get the notifications about the promos and things like that and clips and things we're going to start doing here in the future. But we've got, of course, interesting show still lined up. We still got about an hour and a half until first kickoff, Bama and Missouri in Columbia. And we're going to go through the games here in just a little bit. But Richie has brought a segment to us today. Richie, what is this segment?
This is going to be 6-6 or playoff.
Okay.
So basically playoff or bust. That sounds better. Playoff or bust.
Playoff or bust. Okay.
So I'm going to give you a couple teams, and you tell me, do they go 6-6 or do they make the playoffs?
All right.
I'll start with an easy one. Florida.
You're easy.
Your
Billy Napier is fighting
That's
for
supposed
his
to be easy.
job.
That is your two choices.
Fighting for his job.
6
And I don't
6 or
have
playoff.
anything between there. It's just playoff or bust.
Playoff or bust. So to give you an idea, they're at Texas at number 5, Texas A&M today.
Yeah.
Mississippi State, Georgia, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and Florida State.
Bust.
Yeah, I think they bust.
I think they bust.
Lagway-
Billy's fighting for his job, but they've got too hard of a schedule. Okay, I get what he did last year, but A&M and in College Station, it's an impossible game to play, even without barring issues that you've had in the past, right? So bust for Florida.
All right. See, I told you that was an easy one. Once you listen to the rest of their
it's not.
schedule, that's an easy
Still
one.
not easy.
All right. Florida State.
Oh, bust. There's too much inconsistency right now to say Florida State is going to come out on top, especially in the ACC conference. There's really still no telling what's going to happen in that conference right now. Okay, we saw Virginia go out and beat them at home. So it's definitely going to be difficult to say, but I'm going to say bust for Florida State.
Okay. Let me go through some of their schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you all their ranked opponents for the remainder of the season.
Okay,
There it is.
they're out. No more ranked opponents.
They are Pitt. They got Pittsburgh, at Stanford, Wake Forest, Clemson, Virginia Tech, North Carolina State, and then at Florida. If I told you Florida State makes the playoffs, they run that table, they make the ACC championship game.
Yeah, but
Any human, it is in the Constitution of the United States of America. They have the right to change their pick before playoffs happen. I stole that line. I'm not going to take credit for that line. That's a Josh Pate line. They have the right to change. They have the right to change their pick. So I will reconsider here and say they will make the playoffs.
Okay. Since that's your only two
After
choices.
hearing their schedule, I will say they will make the playoffs.
Clemson.
No, you have to choose one of the two of those teams. ACC is not getting many schools in. Maybe two schools.
Okay.
It's a barring maybe. Clemson's a no. If Florida State's in, Clemson's a no. So I'm going to say bust on Clemson.
Clemson has one ranked team left on their schedule. That is number 25, Florida
And they've
State.
lost how many teams?
They've
They've lost how many games?
they lost
3, 4?
2.
They've lost
3.
3. Okay, they've
LS
lost 3 games.
LSU. Georgia Tech and Syracuse.
Okay, yeah, bust on Clemson.
Okay. All right. Vanderbilt.
Bust. There's too many factors to go into how many SEC teams are going to get in. You're talking about probably the most trafficked area in the country in terms of you want to compare interstates, I-65 with the SEC teams. Okay. It's going to be much worse than an interstate up in Clemson or in Michigan, right?
Yes.
I don't know any specific interstates in Clemson in Michigan off the top of my head. So there's too many cars trying to fight for that. When it goes down to 2 lanes in traffic,
Right there in
there's
Coleman.
yeah, right there in Coleman. There is too many cars trying to fight and get ahead in those spots. We will have probably 3 or 4 SEC teams in the playoffs. Okay. I would say 5, but a lot of people would disagree with me. Okay. You are going to get your Alabama. Okay.
Mhm.
You are going to get possibly Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Oklahoma. We can keep down on this list.
You didn't even say Georgia.
Georgia.
You did.
Okay. There's so many teams in the SEC right now. It's because
And I have
Georgia's
a
the lowest ranked now.
I have a-
And Vandy's still got to play LSU and Missouri.
And Missouri's still number 14th. Are they 14th or 12th in the country?
14.
14th in the country. Okay. Now, barring they haven't played anybody yet. They're about to go play Alabama. Okay. But there's still a ton of issues to be had of, who is getting down to this 2 lanes of traffic we're getting to on I-65 here. And there's just not enough room. So Vanderbilt is a bust not making the playoff.
All right. I feel like from what you just said, we're going to have a real interesting conversation during Pick'ems later this afternoon. So I feel like there's a big disagreement between the two of us. Just to give you an idea, Vandy's schedule: 11 LSU, 14 Missouri, at Texas, Auburn, Kentucky, and at number 12 Tennessee.
You could flip flop a lot of those games. It this way because I don't consider them a top ranked team in the SEC.
Yeah.
They're a good team. Don't get me wrong. Okay. You put them in the Big Ten this year. Okay. You probably see them at an upper ranking high tier than Vanderbilt, of course, in the ACC would go out and probably win the whole thing this year. Okay. Big 12, Vanderbilt and Texas Tech's probably going to go head to head. If that game ever were to happen, if they were in the Big 12, that'd be a tough game. Okay. Pops, I know you had something to say here.
Hey, so I just got to break in with some breaking news.
All right. We've got the sideline with Pops over here.
Williams was listed as probable on the SEC's availability report. However, his status has been upgraded from probable to will play.
All right. We
Nice.
got Williams in there today. I bet he's going to play a small amount of snaps. From what we've been hearing, it's
Yeah, they were required to come out with a report by 9:30. I've been over here hitting refresh since. So
yeah. Okay. So we're going to see that. I bet you with Ryan Williams, it'll be we'll get a small sample size of him playing today. It's been weird. Nobody really knows what's actually happening with Williams. But but we just still don't know what's going to happen with that. So I think you'll probably see him slide defenders away from other receivers today.
Yep.
But
Get
we
him out of
may
the
not
slot.
see a lot of action from Ryan Williams specifically.
Just let him run deep and see what happens.
Yeah, that's most likely the game.
see if he catches the ball.
All right. I got 2 more for you.
All right.
Preseason number 1 and preseason number 2, currently both unranked.
Yeah.
So we'll start with Texas.
Too much traffic in the SEC, like we're talking about. I-65 getting small in Coleman. Okay, Texas is going to be left behind. Do I trust Steve Sarkisian to get this team under control? 100%. He's probably the number 1 coach I would trust. If I had a phone call to say, hey, come fix my program, I'd call Sarkisian and his staff over at Texas. But at this point in the season, the ranked teams that you have lost, okay, you've proven that you cannot win one on the road against high-tier opponents, okay, and you couldn't beat Florida, okay? So Texas is having a rough issues over there. I think they can recover, but I don't think it'll be in time to make the playoffs.
So Texas has still got to play Vandy okay, at home. Okay, they've got to go on the road to Georgia, and then they get Texas A&M at home. I think it's a complete bust. They're going to lose at least 1 out of 3 of those, probably 2 out of 3.
I think they lose at Cowbell Stadium,
Cowbell Stadium.
October 25th.
So Mississippi State.
And Starkville.
At Starkville.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even have that one listed on here. I was like, hey, tell me Texas remaining highlight games, and it listed Vandy. It listed
And
Georgia.
State had a tough loss last week.
Yeah.
But
All right, last one on my list here. Started preseason, not on the top 25 anymore. Penn State.
this one's tough. Like we were talking about with traffic within the Big Ten. Indiana, Ohio State really is leading, and Indiana, Ohio State is really in that conference. I don't know where to rank Michigan at yet. I don't really know where to rank Indiana yet. Illinois is kind of, I think that loss to Indiana is going to sting at the end of the season, no matter what happens. UCLA doesn't have enough time to actually pick up the pieces and start putting stuff together like they did last week.
While you're thinking, home for Northwestern, at Iowa, at the Big House, home for Indiana, at Michigan State, Nebraska, and Rutgers.
Bust.
Well, where's the loss there? Ohio State?
Yeah, but UCLA
Okay.
went out on the first drive last week and scored. Okay, if that happens today in Northwestern, you want to
Okay,
hear some fans call for James Franklin's job here.
at halftime they will.
Yeah,
But I'm kind of agreeing with Pops here because you get Indiana at home,
yeah.
Yeah.
which could be, so we could have a possibility that at the end of the season, Penn State has lost to the number 1 team in the country, Ohio State,
Yes.
the number 3 team in the country, the Oregon Ducks, and a 5-point loss at UCLA where they had to fly all the way across the country, blah, 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 blah. They're
Against a
9 and
team
3.
that just fired their coach.
So, Richie, we can agree that Penn State's probably got at least one more loss in here, right?
Absolutely.
Probably at Ohio State, right?
I mean, that would be an easy bet. Yeah.
So let's go statistically. Has a 3-loss team ever made the playoff?
Clemson.
Okay. That's the only one.
Correct. Well, we've only had
I'm just saying.
we've
I'm
only had
just
1 year
saying.
of it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you're at the 3-loss teams right now.
I think we're getting, so let's go into the 3-loss question here.
So before we go into three block question here, we're gonna take a quick break real quick. I keep having to cut Richie off.
I know, right?
7:30 a.m. 103.9 FM. Jocks Huntsville. We're running out of time on this segment. We're gonna come back on the other side, finish up the hour, and then get to more games in the next hour. At the top of the hour, this is Off the Bench. If you're listening on the YouTube side, still stay tuned. We're still with you here for another segment. You can hit subscribe, hit the like button, and of course, turn on that notification bell to get notified whenever we're going live or post a video. This is 7:30 a.m. 103.9 FM. Jocks Huntsville Off the Bench. We're going to be right back. 7:30 a.m. 1039 FM, Jocks, Huntsville. This is Off the Bench. We are having just a fun time here on this Saturday morning. We're live in the Angel Share Garage Bar. Of course, you want to get your pick'ems in, go to our Facebook page at Off the Bench. We got all the games listed out for you. You can choose your favorite team to win or who you think is going to win. And it should be a fun little game we play here every week. And we're going to continue doing that with you. John Paul hitting us up on the socials, YouTube specifically. I think Ty Simpson is going to have a bad day against Missouri today, and he will turn it over a few times, and Missouri gives Alabama their second loss of the season.
John,
Missouri?
Are we going to have to go at it again, man?
This secondary?
Yeah.
No.
This secondary. John Paul thinks this secondary is
At
going
Missouri, yeah.
At Missouri?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Could it be possibility? Possibly.
Hey, I'm just going to knock on some wood right now.
Yeah. I don't. This Missouri defense is not what I'm scared of. It's their rushing attack with Ahmad Hardy here. Almost 8 yards a
Shoot,
carry.
You got
It's
two
scary.
running backs at Missouri that are scary.
Drake has got this team under control. The good news is Coach DeBoer is wearing his black cutoff little sweatshirt there.
The little
I think
hoodie?
that's the
Yeah, the
hoodie. I
black
don't know
hoodie.
what it's called because it's a different material than a hoodie.
I can tell you what it's called on Nike's website. Is expensive.
It's because DeBoer is making it famous. The DeBoer sweatshirt.
I may have to get one and wear it for like
Whoa,
Like
I
the
just
Iron
thought
Bowl.
of something. Does Alabama do a blackout?
Well, how do we do
with
it?
with the sweatshirts, man?
he
Everybody
would have to win a
It'd be
national championship
interesting.
wearing that black, and then
Yes.
then he would have the credibility
The
to
question
request
is,
it
the question is, does DeBoer have enough pull within the program to say, hey guys,
today.
no, not today. If you were to win a national championship wearing the black sweatshirt,
Yes,
hey guys, do we incorporate the black sweatshirt on the jerseys and do a blackout jersey?
Any good marketing program at any university would not require DeBoer to come up with that. They would have already come up with it.
But my understanding, but you got to realize Alabama is one of these traditional teams.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, I
Kirby
get
has
it.
done away with the black jerseys at Georgia, right? We're not Phil Knight and
right.
Oregon and how they do their jersey. They do a different jersey every game, it seems like. But Alabama is always in. They haven't. How long has it been since we cut out the white helmet? It's been a long time.
Oh,
Since
we
Bama
should
cut
bring
out
back the white helmet. That
That'd
would
be
be
sick.
Yes.
Talking about different coaches right now, I'm sitting there watching the SEC network, and I'm watching Lane Kiffin on the sideline with the collar popped on the jacket, and Lane Kiffin just being Lane Kiffin.
And he's about to say something about the Alabama Missouri game because he always does it.
He-
He always says it.
He
He goes,
fits in so perfect at Ole Miss, by the way.
fits in so perfect in college football as a whole. You remember a couple years ago when Bama fans absolutely hated Kiffin with a passion.
Yes,
Now we wouldn't mind if Kiffin would have been the head coach a couple of weeks ago at Alabama.
he can be the next guy. Okay, so to go back to the black uniforms, no chance under any circumstances Alabama ever go black uniforms. Now, would they ask the fans to go black out?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Could I see maybe like a black trim around the numbers or something like that for some sort of like specialty game? Possibly. They had an uproar when Nike asked to do the pro combat jerseys
Yeah.
and had the white on white houndstooth inside the numbers.
Yeah.
There was they were ready to tar and feather somebody.
It's going to be so long until Alabama decides, hey, we're going to go a different route with our jerseys and completely move away from the traditionalist aspect. And I just don't think it'll go away anytime soon. Even under DeBoer, I mean, you're going to have to be multiple head coaches down the road. Somebody like a Dan Lanning who doesn't have to do with that. Then again, Dan Lanning's an Alabama, grad assistant. He was under the Saban coaching tree. So maybe he still respects it.
So DeBoer wins a national championship. He could ask for it. If they did it, and that game is not just an absolute 77-0 blowout, you might as well go ahead and bury it
It'll
underneath.
never happen again.
Yeah,
If it's
bury-
done,
bury
and
it,
if
yeah.
it's done and Bama loses the game, it'll never happen again.
Oh,
So speaking of blowouts, let's talk about that game for a minute. Where are you going to go, Kels?
Blowouts. We got to take a break here.
You're going to go to a break right when I come up with something.
We have to.
kinda
We've got a
fire.
hard break coming up here on the radio side. This is it for YouTube, guys. We'll see you next week. We're going to end this at stream at 10 o'clock, 7:30 a.m., 103.9 FM, Jocks Huntsville. This is Off the Bench. Move to the radio side. We'll be back in a couple minutes.